Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for joining us today. I am Louisa Lee, here to provide you with the most up-to-date news around the world. 欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新最有趣的新闻。While Greek political leaders are in the process of sealing an austerity agreement to pave their way for their second EU-IMF bailout, a new public opinion poll has been released, showing that 91% of the Greek citizens are not content with how the government is dealing with the nation's issues, and over half of the people want elections to be carried out. Meanwhile, the poll also indicates that 3/4 of Greeks are against the austerity measure, which is likely to include a 20% minimum wage reduction, pension cuts, and up to 15,000 civil service layoffs. However, 70% believe that returning to the drachma is not a better option.
There is so much insecurity, and the politicians have disappointed us so much that I don't think I'll be able to trust anyone.
Our first obligation is to punish all the parties. I'll decide exactly what I do when the time comes, depending on what's best for the country.
为了解决债务危机，获得第二次纾困金，希腊很有可能再减薪，而且裁减15000个公职。很多民众就说他们反对这个计划。And in the U.S., the race is tighter than ever. Stalling front-runner Mitt Romney's path, U.S. presidential hopeful Rick Santorum has scored 3 victories in one day, winning support from Republican voters in Missouri, Minnesota, and Colorado. 美国总统提名的消息，共和党前参议员 Rick Santorum 击败 Mitt Romney，拿下了 Missouri、Minnesota and Colorado 3个州。
Tuesday's been a good day for Rick Santorum in the race for the Republican presidential nomination. He notched up 2 victories in Missouri and Minnesota.
Conservatism is alive and well in Missouri and Minnesota.
Santorum racked up his 3rd win of the day in Colorado, narrowly beating Mitt Romney.
I want to congratulate Senator Santorum, wish him the very best. We'll keep on campaigning down the road, but I expect to become our nominee with your help.
Romney came home in 3rd place in Minnesota behind U.S. Congressman Ron Paul.
Believe it or not, we did very well tonight and have a very, very strong 2nd place, and it's going to continue.
Santorum's fighting Newt Gingrich to become the conservative alternative to the more moderate Romney. Gingrich didn't stand in Missouri and was crushed in the other 2 states. He spent the day campaigning in Ohio.
I'm not going to be able to raise the scale of money Governor Romney can, because I don't have Goldman Sachs and I don't have all of his major donors from Wall Street. But I can arouse people. And if we can pit people power against money power, I'm convinced we can win.
A Reuters Ipsos poll on Tuesday put Romney ahead nationally with 29%, but showed a 5% gain in support for Santorum in the last month to 18%.
And to other news, does Facebook have a bright future in China? We will have to wait and see, because the current status is complicated. After being banned for nearly 3 years in the mainland, the social networking site is set to face an uphill battle when it comes to reaching the world's biggest internet population and competing with other existing networking tools. Facebook 这3年来被大陆当局禁止 ，experts 就说 Facebook 要进军大陆可能要更努力一点，甚至得做一些妥协。
Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg likes China. Now he also needs China's 500 million internet users to like him. But friending China won't be easy, especially after Facebook's key role in the Arab Spring movement. Facebook has been blocked out of China for nearly 3 years, but it will be back, says author of The Facebook Effect, David Kirkpatrick.
Mark Zuckerberg wants Facebook to be the communications infrastructure for the internet. The largest single number of internet users today are in China. Therefore, it's impossible for him to achieve his goals without succeeding in China. He will make whatever compromises are necessary to achieve that.
Facebook has made compromises. It deleted the account of one of China's best-known political bloggers, Michael Anti, about a year ago. The reason? Michael, who managed to climb over the Great Firewall of China to access his page, wasn't writing under his real name, Zhao Jing.
So I didn't regard the Facebook as a kind of, a freedom of speech, the tools. I regard it as a platform to connect more than 1,000 of friends internationally.
Despite the slap in the face from Facebook, the global pull of the social network site is a huge plus for the freedom of press advocate.
But if entering China means self-censorship, a different Facebook. It's not the Facebook we used to see in the international way. I'm against that.
Facebook's got major competition in China with copycats Run and Kaixin and the Twitter-like Weibo, the most popular social networking tools around. So clicking on the Facebook Add Friend button for China is a move fraught with bugs in the World Wide Web.
And turning to entertainment news, get your tissues ready because it's going to be a hardcore sobbing session. Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum are promoting their latest romantic drama, The Vow, which is based on a real-life tale of a newlywed couple who had to fight for their happily ever after. Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum 最近推出了爱情片《The Vow》，饰演一对夫妻，故事关于妻子车祸失去记忆，丈夫努力重建他们的婚姻，非常的感人。
I want to ask you out on a date, like two people that are just meeting for the first time.
A date? With Valentine's Day coming up next Tuesday, Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams presented their latest collaboration, The Vow, at the film's Los Angeles premiere earlier this week. The duo played a newlywed couple, Paige and Leo, whose lives are changed by a car accident that puts Paige in a coma. When she wakes up from her blackout with severe memory loss, she can't remember her husband, and Leo has to work hard to win her heart again and rebuild their marriage. The Vow is a love story, and the two stars seem to have created some incredible chemistry for the romantic drama.
But you kind of can feel it in the scenes, you know, and you can only hope that if you're really getting along on set, that it's going to shine through in some of the scenes and some of the acting. And I think we were having almost too good of a time, even in some certain scenes where we were not supposed to be having like such a great time. But yeah, you know, it's fun though. It's fun to like have fun on set. You know, I love my job. You know, I love what we get to do.
Rachel McAdams, who plays Paige, says that the script behind the true love story convinced her to take the role.
It's everything. I mean, you can't really show up unless you get it, you know, somewhere deep inside. So, yeah, it's the whole thing. So fortunately, this was one where, you know, I wanted to tell this story. I think it's so magical and true and uplifting.
The Vow is surely to induce tears when it hits theaters this Friday. The film is based on a real-life tale of Cricket Carpenter, a newlywed who got into a car accident and lost all memory of her husband, Kim. The wife, Cricket, never regained her memory, but the couple is still married and have 2 children.
I hope one day I can love.
And drawn from true life events, Keira Knightley, Michael Fassbender, and Viggo Mortensen take us on a risky journey to trace back the birth of psychoanalysis in a dangerous method. The film puts on a spotlight on the turbulent relationships between Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, and his patient Sabina Spielrein. 这个周末上映的强片当中，还有一部挑战我们对心理学认识的危险疗程，由 Keira Knightley 主演，非常的精彩。
Sex.
Male.
Family.
Child.
Divorce.
No.
An intense story of sexual and intellectual discovery, seduced by a challenging case which involves a beautiful, intelligent, yet disturbed woman. An up-and-coming psychiatrist, Carl Jung, played by Michael Fassbender, finds himself lusting for his patient, Sabina Spielrein. As he treats her using his mentor, Sigmund Freud's groundbreaking psychoanalytic methods, Jung gets tangled in the forbidden affair that soon takes a toll on his relationship with Freud, resulting in an ideological split between the two great minds.
Into suppressing our most basic natural instincts.
Never repress anything.
I want you to punish me.
There's a rumor running around Vienna that you've taken one of your patients as a mistress.
Surely you didn't think I'd let you go without putting up a fight.
Don't you think we ought to stop?
Do you want to stop?
still love him.
Will you come back to us now?
Sometimes you have to do something unforgivable just to be able to go on living.
And go check out their great performances in A Dangerous Method in theaters tomorrow. And that's it for this edition. I am Louisa Lee, and we'll see you back here on Friday. Meanwhile, stay with CTS for the latest weather update and for more news you need.